This video is about cumulative frequency, and cumulative means that you keep adding the frequencies up. So if I were to look at the table here, the heights between 90 and 100, I have 5 people. The number of people between 100 and 110 is 22. But I could write this in a different way. I could say that they all start from 90. So if they all started from 90, what would the frequencies become? How many people would lie between 90 and 110? Well, if between 100 and 110 were 22, and between 90 and 100 were 5, then I would have to add these numbers together, which would be 27. Then I have a further 30 terms added, makes 57. And then 88, and then 106, and then 112. And this is what's called cumulative frequency. This means that there are 112 people because that lies between 90 and 150 centimeters. So this is a cumulative frequency. This should now say cumulative frequency, cumulative. And it would be drawn as a cumulative frequency graph in the way below. So my coordinates are given in this way. Notice in my graph, in my table, this goes from 90 to 100. So where do I put my coordinate? I know it has a frequency of 5, but do I do it at 90 or 100? The answer is this one here. You always go to the end number because you're saying between here and here there were 5 and you don't know where they were, but you know up to 100 there were 5. So that means the first coordinate goes from 100 up to a height of 5. The second coordinate from the table would be 110, 27, which is here. Now notice this is all joined together with straight lines. You would get a better curve if you join these bits up with a curve, although of course I can't do this on the computer very easily, but you can see roughly what I mean. The central parts are normally okay with a ruler, but the end points should be done with a curve. And normally cumulative frequency always has an S shape to it. Another thing to remember is always to label your axes. The numbers should always go up in even increments. So these are going from, well, it doesn't say really what number this is. This should say 80. 80, 90, 100, 110. These are all in 10s, and these are all in 20s. That's okay. Now, if I were to ask for a question, for example, find the median, I would look at the total number of people, which is 112, and I'd divide that by 2. So 112 divided by 2 would be 56. So then I'd look at the 56th person here, draw a line across, and then draw a line down. And it would tell me the median height would be about 118 centimeters. If the question asked for the upper quartile, I would take 112 and times it by 3/4. I would find out whatever that value would be, draw a line across, draw the line down, and then that would be my upper quartile. My lower quartile would be done the same, but by using a quarter instead, which will give me a value down here. The question may then ask for the interquartile range, which means taking the third quartile, this value, also called Q3, and then subtracting this value, which is Q1, the first quartile. So the Q3 in this case looks like it's about 128. My Q1 looks like it should be about 108, 109 maybe. And then that would be my interquartile range, which is 19. Okay, I'll do the next example in the next video.